Hey guys, it's John, and today we are gonna do some practice on object-oriented programming in Java, and it will be around like 1 or 2 hours a video. I have some questions that I found it from internet, from online, and I'll be sharing that questions also in the descriptions below. So this video, I'm not gonna tell what is OOP. I'm just gonna do some research in the past week, and I also put some sources to the description that where I learned object-oriented programming. Okay, so let's not wait more, then let's go back to the screen. I already do some exercises on object-oriented programming, the first 3 questions, but let me just go over again. So the first question is write text-based application using object-oriented approach to display your name. So I already opened the OOP practices Java project, and I created a new package called exercise 1, and the first exercise has 2 classes. The one is for the main class, the one who start everything, and it has a static void main function in it, and the second class is display. So display class has one properties, which is string name. It has a method which is write name, and it's just like system.out print line. It's just like printing the instance's name. So in the main class, I'm just creating a new object, which is display object, and display object dot name is equals to Emre, and I'm just calling that function. Let's see what that is. Okay, this is Emre, as you can see. This is the simplest problem and that's simplest solution, I think so. The second thing is write a program that calculates and prints the product of three integers. So I'm opening the exercise 2, and I have 2 classes, which first one is main, the second one is number. Number has only one property, which is integer, and it's num. And I'm going to take the first number, then the second number from then the third number from the user. So I'm taking the first number, which I'm using the scanner class. Also, I'm creating a num1 object from number class, and I'm taking that num1 object's num properties and sending to the data1.next int. So that's how I create and initialize the first object. So the second one is the same, third one is the same. I'm just passing those 3 objects of number class to a function in the main class, and that function is product of integers. It's taking 3 objects from the number class, and there it's just like producting those integers. Then the result will be, let's choose 5, 4, and 3. Is going to be 5 times 4 is equals to 20. 20 times 3 is equals to 60. So this is the second problem. And the third problem is write a program that converts a Fahrenheit degree to Celsius degree using the formula. And there is a formula, as you can see. So I create 4 different classes, and the 2 class is inheriting from temperature, Celsius and Fahrenheit, obviously. So let's open the main class. Main class, this is the simplest class actually. It's just creating a Celsius object and Fahrenheit object, and just taking the Fahrenheit.temperature and initializing that object to 72. And also it's creating the Celsius temperature object and initializing to Celsius.convert to Fahrenheit, just passing the Fahrenheit object inside of it. Then it's just getting the value of the Celsius temperature. So how did I do that? So I created an abstract class because I know who inherit that temperature class has to have a get value function and also temperature function, which is float. So I create the Celsius and Fahrenheit classes also. Fahrenheit extends the temperature because it's using the same things, and it has an annotation called override, which is coming from the abstract class and abstract method. That override method is showing the value of the Fahrenheit. So how did it do that? I'm using the super keyword here because super keyword takes the data from the upper class, the above class. Okay, it's taking from the temperature, and that's how I did it. So the second class is the Celsius class. Celsius class also has a getValue method because it's an abstract. It's coming from the temperature class, which is an abstract. So getValue is also doing the same thing like the Fahrenheit class do, and it's taking the value from the upper class, and the Fahrenheit function, that there's another function also here to convert to Fahrenheit, and it also returns a float value. So the first thing that I passed here is the Fahrenheit object. It's just taking the Fahrenheit object and just making this formula. The important part of this formula is this: these are the simple, but there is an F ladder here. So this F ladder helps to understand from Java that this will be returning a float value, but right now this is an integer division in floating point context. There's a problem. Actually, we can solve this problem doing a typecast, maybe like this. This can also be a solution for that, but I prefer just adding the F ladder here. So in the main class, I'm just taking the creating a Fahrenheit object and just making that temperature to 72. Then I already created that Celsius object. That Celsius temperature will be equal to Celsius.convert to Fahrenheit, the return value of that function, that method. So let's see what's going on. The 72 Fahrenheit will be equal to 22 degree. That's how I solve. So let's go to the live coding, and the fourth exercise will be about, let me just create a package, exercise 4. Then write an application that displays the number 1 to 4 on the same line, with each pair of adjacent numbers separated by one space. Write the application using the following techniques. So let's create it. Actually, it's not about like more object-oriented programming, but let me just try to create a program on this exercise. So it says let's display the numbers. So let me just is it possible to make it like this? Use 1 system.out.println statement, use 4 system.out.print statement. It's just interesting that, okay, I'm not pretty sure what is the reason that they put it in that kind of thing. So let me check this. Takes a string and object. I just want to see what was the result, what was the solution. Okay, so numbers 1 to 4 in the same line, and each pair of edges separated by one space. Okay, that's how it should be work. Then the problem is, let me take backboard slash, then see what's going on. Okay, now I have done it, but I'm not pretty sure what is the reason that they put it here. Let me just check what's the solution of that problem. Yeah, they say but the problem I can see the solution, but they don't accept the solution. I mean, they say do it like this, but it's not acceptable. So of course it's showing I mean, I can create a class which name is number, and I can put a num property in it. Then I can create num1 will be new number, and can create like this for different number. Then can put anything. Actually, I can create a constructor, it will be easier. Let me just create a constructor. Then this dot num equals the num. Send the num in its like integer num. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, right now I can make num1 num plus. We select those. That's just like, I really don't like this solution, because it says in the question use 1 system.println statement. That's correct. Just take this, put 2 times 4, 3. So right now I gotta take the 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 here. So it says use 4 system.out.print statements. I already used 4 system.out.print statements. So let me just take it from here, do it like this. Now 1 will be this, and there's gonna be, okay, let me just take this, put this here, 3, and this will be, let me just take this from, wow, wait, okay, this will be solution for this problem. I think that solution is wrong. Let me just try second one also. Okay, it also worked here perfectly. The last one is the f print. Okay, this is using like this. That's correct, because we gotta use only one statement on the printf method. It's taking the different 4 objects. Then I'm gonna make this like this. Let me delete all of this. Okay, I gotta delete this one also because I already use it in here. Let's go. I think it's showing us like how you should use about this thing. So I use the constructor here and also integer. Maybe I can make this integer like private. Then I can use a get method like int get num. So this will be returned at this. Maybe I can use it like this, but it's okay. It's the same. So if I use like this, let me just change everything here in. Okay, it's not gonna be very helpful. Okay, it's kind of like object-oriented approach. I already applied it. Everything is here. That's how I solve in the to the fourth exercise. So let's go to let's go to the next one. Write an application that asks the users to enter 2 integers, obtains them from the user, and prints their sum, product, difference, and quotient, as known as division. Okay, so let's create another package, and this will be exercise 5, and it will have the main class. Let's create a public static void main. So I'm gonna create also another class called number, and this number class will have the property called num, which is integer, and also will have a constructor. It will get another num, and it will just say that num is gonna be equal to instance of the num of the instance, num of the class, the num property of the class. So I'm gonna create different for, okay, it asks you have to take 2 integers from the user. Okay, the first integer will be data1, and it will be create a scanner from the system.in. Let me just pass this parameter. Then let me create different two object of the number class. So I gotta send this value to number to get the number value, like to initialize the number value. The data1.nextInt will initialize that one, will give me the number that user entered. So I'm gotta create another object like data2, then data2 here. So if you want, I can write here, okay, like first number, then the second number. So I'm gonna use a printf statement here. I will say, okay, let's make like this, the sum, and we'll put here this, and we'll get and create. Okay, I can just leave it like this. Let me check that if I'm using the printf correctly. Yeah, that's how I have to use. So the purpose of doing that obtains them from the user. I already obtained it. I got the numbers here and prints their sum. So let's make the sum function. Okay, it's gotta be it's gonna return an integer. Actually, it can return a float point also, but float data type. But I'm just gonna write like integer. Okay, just gotta take the fast and easy solution. So sum, it will take different 2 objects of number class, and it will return num1 dot num plus num2 dot num. That's the first one. So let's product those. It will just change these two, and difference, okay, and division. That's all, I think so. Just gonna send it here. num1.num, sorry, num1 dot. Okay, the question is, do I have to create two different objects? I mean, should I put it here? Is that the correct place to put those here? Of course, they could be a method of number, but it's not a correct place to put those here. Maybe I can create another class which called operations. Then I think, in my opinion, I should create a interfaces on the sum. But when I see the solution of that problem, they just do some simple stuff, like they just put it here, num1.num plus num1 num2.num, you know. They just do something like this. But of course I can do that too, but in my opinion I gotta create an interface and I gotta implement it from the number. Let me just take those, because it doesn't make sense to put those here, put those functions here. I gotta put those here, then gotta make the static methods to call them easily, and I'm just gonna send it. Gonna think simple, okay? Gonna send the first and the second number. Then let me just copy these two. So this one will be what the other one, product, then product, just like this. Sorry, yeah, this will be div, okay, and this will be division. I think that's the best one. I guess so. I mean, I gotta create interfaces, but and 10 and 5. Okay, these are not. I gotta take this. Wait, I need this new line operator. Let me take here, or maybe I can put it here. It's better. 10 and 5. Okay, sum 15, product 50, div 5, division 2. Okay, perfect. That's really cool. What if I put 10 and 0? Okay, exception. There's an arithmetic exception. So I can write here throws arithmetic exception, and if I try to, okay, let me just create a, not creating, just gonna try to return that one. If it cannot return, just gonna throws like a simple string. You cannot divide by 0. So it means I gotta return the string, then make this one string. No, it will be really hard. Okay, I'm gonna make this int, then return statement will be 0. Let me just check what's going on. Okay, everything works perfect. Take the arithmetic exception, but the problem is, maybe I can take this one. Oh, it's kind of complicated to solve. Maybe I can take this one from here. Damn. Okay, that will be okay. If it turns 0, it means it doesn't work, I guess. Yeah, it makes sense. Let me just pass this one. Okay, let me see how they solve. They just don't use any throws, anything like this function. I mean, they didn't accept they didn't handle the exceptions. So okay, let's go to the next exercise. Write an application that asks the user to enter two integers. Okay, it's like this. Obtains them from the user and displays the larger number followed by the words is larger. If the numbers are equal, print these numbers are equal. Cool. Let's go. I'm just gonna just copy this. Let me just not copy. Creating a new package. Exercise 6. Then create a main class. Create a new number class. Put the integer number, num property here. Then just gonna equal that number with constructor. Num, it gets the num. This num will be the num. Perfect. So in the main class, gotta take the inputs from the data. Then let's say it's data 1 and it's new scanner from the system.in passed in. Let's create the first number object, and it will be the data 1. We already seen it before in the previous exercise. We're gonna take the number 2 object, then it will be data 2. Let's write an explanation like the first number. This will be the second number. Cool. Okay, so what it wants, we already obtained them from the user and displays the larger number followed by verse. Okay, so we're gonna write not here. That's great. Okay, right now number class has two different thing in it, like one of its properties, and the other one is constructor of the number class. So I'm not gonna use it in the constructor. Let's create a new function which is static, and it's gonna return a string, and that string, that's name the find the which, okay, display larger. Okay, it says if the numbers are equal, print the numbers are larger or equal. It will take different two object and it will return string, and this string will be if num1 dot num greater than num2 dot num. This will return num1 dot num larger than, okay, is larger. They just want it. Also, else if, gotta use else if they are equal, the numbers are equal, it gotta return the numbers are equal. Perfect. So what's the problem? Okay, it's not returning something. Else, okay, it should be the thing. Probably, okay, I forgot the thing that I put here. Maybe you can do it like this, or maybe, not pretty sure, but is it possible to override the equal methods? Yeah, it's possible. Maybe I can do it like this. Okay, now one dot equals, but it's not gonna work because their hash codes are not the same. They are different. They're two different objects. It's not gonna work like this. Maybe we can, there is. So if I wanna write it here, like the num1, let me just click. Sorry, let me just. Wait, if I write it num1, I'll see the. No, let me show you. Actually, I can print it to different num here. Okay. Run. Okay, let me just 10 and 5. As you can see, they have two different hash codes. If the hash codes will be the same, we can just use the num. We can use the equals method here to see, but it's not correct. It's not a correct way to do that. Let me just continue in the default statement. So let's see. What do you want? Okay, let me just delete this and just call this method and send these two objects in it. Run. 10, 5. 10 is larger than 3. Numbers are equal. Then 2, 5. Default statement. That's the solution. Perfect. So let's go to the exercise 7. Let me just close this. Okay, I already did it. Write an application that inputs 3 integers from the user and displays the sum, average, product, smallest and largest of the numbers. Okay, it's a different 3. We're gonna take 3 different integer. Let's go new. Sorry, let's create from the source folder. Sorry, not class. Gotta create package. This is the exercise 7. Also, guys, like maybe if you see the exercise, then do it for first yourself. Make your original solution, then see my solution. Choose which one is best. It's gonna add some value to yourself and to your problem-solving algorithm skills. Actually, we can say it's the easiest explanation. And it's the easiest way to improve your skills on algorithms. And they are just like easy samples, easy examples, easy exercises. And it's going to be harder, I think. So there are like so many questions, so many exercises. We're gonna do every one of them. So the 7th one, let's just create a number class, and it will take as always the num. Then the constructor will. Okay, let me just create a constructor. We'll take num, then this dot num will be equal to num. Okay, we initialize. Let's call that constructor in the main class. Main class will be, okay, we're gonna take 3 integers, right, from the user. Let's say data1, then create new scanner, pass system.in. Okay, I'll take 3. Okay, 3, 2. I'll take the 3 thing from the user. Let's create the first num, then pass it the data1's next int, the value of the data1. Then it will be the same. Cool. So the third one next. Okay, let me just write something to see. First, second, and the third. Then, okay, let's display their sum. I'm gonna write a static sum function. It will take 3 different number objects like this. Perfect. So it will return their values, the sum of their values, right? That's the first one. So second one will be the product, I think so. No, average. Okay, it will, let me just create a variable, and it says average. It's going to take these 3 objects, then divide by 3. It will give me the average of those objects. So the next one will be the product. Let me take this and change the name. We'll do the product. Then the fourth one will be the smallest. Okay, gotta create a new object here, smallest, and it's from, and I'll say this will be the smallest. Okay, I will just like act like the num1 will be the smallest. Then I will control if the num1 dot num is less than num2 dot num, the smallest number will be num2. Actually, I can do it like smallest will be num2. It will be the same, I think so. Then of course I gotta return the smallest, and it will give me an error because this is not a number thing. So if num1 dot num2 is smallest, then if smallest dot num less than num3 dot num, the smallest will be, sorry, I gotta check. Okay, I gotta change these things. This one will be will be the, you know, the other side. Yeah. Okay, it's checking the num2. If num2 is less than num1, the num2 will be the smallest. Then num3 dot num1 less than. Actually, both of them are okay. I can use smallest or num2. It will be the same. But let me just try the smallest. Actually, I can try num2. It more makes sense. The smallest will be num3. Then it will return. Actually, it can return smallest dot num, and you can see just say int dot num, and you can just say the returning type is gonna be integer. I think that will work. I guess so. I hope so. Let's see the largest number. Largest number, actually, the other side. I'm gonna create the largest object, and I'll say that num1 will be the largest one. Then if num2 dot num is greater than num1, largest will be num2, and the other way, largest will be num3, and we're gonna return the largest num. That's actually I think, okay, average is redundant. Let's use average number. It'll be better. Wow, I mean it says it's redundant. You can just write it like this. It's kind of like more clean code, but I just try to make it more readable, you know. Okay, I think these are all the things that they want it from me. So let's write the things. So first, let's write the sum. I'll use the printf method, and I'll use it like this. Okay, sum. Then num1, num2, num3. Perfect. Then the second one is going to be average. Okay. The third one will be the product. Perfect. The fourth one will be the smallest. Perfect. The last one will be the largest. Cool. Run. So I gotta enter like 3 different integer numbers. So I'll say 3, 4, 5. Okay, I didn't use. I'm not gonna look at the result for now. Let me just add something from here. Sorry guys. Okay, not this one. Gotta add, the new line operator. New line literal. Sorry. This one. I mean, I think I need it. I need to put somewhere like this. Okay, you know what? If I copy this literal from here, then I just try to paste here, is creating a new line. Oh my god. Every day I learning something new. So the first number, second, and the fifth. Okay. So the summary of those, the sum of those 3 numbers will be the 12. That's correct. Average will be the 4, of course. The product will be the 20 times 5. Yeah, 60. The smallest number is 3 and the largest number is 5. That's correct. That one is also done. Okay, so the next practice is going to be on the next video. Okay guys, so this video will be like around 30 minutes and the next video will be around the same, and it will be the best, I think so, for the channel's help. So I hope this video help you like a little bit more about improving your algorithm skills, or the other skills that you're coding, and I hope it gives you a different approach to object-oriented programming for the easy level, like the beginner level. We are gonna go much deeper in the next videos. Thank you. I hope you like it, and I hope you subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. See you again.